Greetings, community.
We are
1, 2,
Comic Talk.
and we got a lot of books.
There's a mountain sitting in front of Kai, and right now he's anchored by the books to his feet. So he can't go anywhere until we go through them. But before we do, let's acknowledge those that came in here. Look at that. Las Cruces. You beat out me, what? We appreciate you both hanging out with us. And seems like you guys are doing a neat little competition to see who's here first. And those that catch this on the rewind, thank you very much. We appreciate you. And we're going to get right to it. Started off with Moon Knight issue 0. I end up getting this at the store, and I got 4 more coming to us in about 30 days. 21 days. We're a little behind, as you see. And yeah, we got a lot of books, so I can't wait to actually start reading. Deadpool versus Wolverine. This is actually took everyone, I think, a little bit by surprise. In issue number 3, this finalized it. It was a 3-issue mini, and yeah, this was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, it's not even taped. All right, there we go. 7 days. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 1. I read it, loved it. Forgot it was there, or I would have had this one also signed. Now, if you already did see, I did earlier a reveal of all the books that I got signed by Jason Aaron, and yeah, this was one of them. It was a great read. Raphael mainline story on that. Oh, yeah, Powerpuff Girls. You know what I ended up finding out is that that's actually is a ratio. I think it's a 1 in 20.
Oh,
and the store didn't know it. So I got it at a $9.99 cost. So that was a good deal. I like Powerpuff. And I hope you do too. There we go. There's another issue 0. But that one, this one is the one per store. So I'm going to put that one off to the side. Not all like special. That is a Marvel Secret Heroes, Secret Wars. 1 in 20, issue number 7, 1 in 25 variant. Wow, that's a mouthful. So I had to get 2. They were a great deal. So Jigs took advantage of it too. I'm trying to remember. Biker Mice from Mars. 1 in 10 ratio variant by Melissa Flores. I did it. Yeah, I can't wait to meet Melissa and have her sign this book. This is really cool. And for those who don't want to know, they're gonna make an animation series out of it. So I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a neat little animation. Man's Best Friend, issue number 5. This is the cover B, if I recall. I just like the claymation. And this finalizes the story, I think. No, maybe there is one more. But yeah, it has been awesome. Barfly, how to get the middle finger. Everyone needs a little middle finger in their life. Just depending on where you put it, really is what matters. And Patton, Jordan, those two just got picked up on, what was that book that they also do? Minor Threats. So that's going to become an adopted series too. Look for that. Look at you. What do you know, Joe? Happy weekend to you, brother. Daredevil, Man Without Fear, which is actually Woman Without Fear. This starts off the issue number 1 was leapfrogs off of the Daredevil, was that issue 10, I believe, where we end up seeing why this issue transpires. Not going to ruin anything. I don't do that normally. All right, Giant Size Silver Surfer. This is part of the whole Infinity Watch. All right? I think it's part 2. Anyways, I can't wait to jump into this book. I'm putting all these books together to go ahead and read as the whole series comes out. We're already up to part 4, I believe, that just released. Amazing Spider-Man. As you can see, this is also another annual, right? Yeah, the Infinity Watch. So the Spider-Man issue number Amazing Spider-Man Annual Issue number 1, Infinity Watch Part 2. So like I said, I'm putting all these together, and I'm just going to read it as one solid, almost like a trade. Ultimates. All right, now here we go. We had already issue number 1 drop back last year. We had a reintroduction of issue number 1 drop just recently, which is almost 5 weeks ago. Well, I mean, from the time that this was supposed to be, it was delayed by 1 week. And then we had issue number 2, which issue number 3, I believe, just came out. So they're trying to lay out the whole new Ultimates universe now. I truly believe that there's only parts of it that work for me. I don't know about you. Tell me what you think in the comments. Ultimate X-Men issue number, if I recall, 3, right? 4, 5. Holy shnikes. I love the variant. That's why I've been getting a couple of the variants on these things. And I forgot how already deep we are into the series. Peach is doing an amazing job telling her the story in her own little way. And I've been getting, as you well know, all the blanks that I can. As opposed to just starting to do signatures, I am going to start doing some sketch work down the road. I really appreciate people's work. And yeah, there's certain characters I want to start getting work done. So I'm going to start, because I have probably 2 boxes at this point of just blank covers.
From the ashes.
Yeah, this was okay. Now this is an interesting story. The beginning that they're doing right now, it's almost like just trying to hit a reset button, and it's coming across, in my opinion, okay. I'm not a team reader, but this one seems a little different.
Bloodhunt 4.
And 2, 4, and 5, they're all major aspects. I think there might be another one in there. And those are all the big ones. 2 is really the big one that sets some big ramifications for Miles that seem to be settled in. It doesn't look like after issue number 5 anything changes. And issue number 4 is obviously a biggie too. And this ties into the Bloodhunt series. This has really been an enjoyable read. As far as the sagas go and the annual summer events go, this is probably the best one, in my opinion, in the past 5 years. Yeah, Midnight Suns. I mean, we're seeing the introduction of new characters put together in teams, old characters put together, older characters looking after older characters. It's so weird, and I'm digging it. Yeah, just a second print. So I had to get, I mean, look at that cover. Kind of tells everything now. It's almost like a spoiler variant. And there we are, Miles fighting it off. This is where we see him having to deal with what, transpired after Bloodhunt Red Band issue number 2. So I ended up doubling up. This is where we really see the first full appearance of what he is now. But we see what happens in actually issue number 2. And, then Doctor Strange, we seem like we're seeing more things happen with him and death than we do in life now. So, we're just poor guy. And Blood Hunters. I think I even doubled up on this one too. I mean, it's just all this series set out so many characters to be new symbiotes, new teams, reintroduction of older characters. I mean, we're just seeing everything coming out of the woodwork on this. And it sets up for the whole Venom War, the whole Zombiettes, everything it's going to be coming out this fall. And here's a character that I just thoroughly enjoy. Alizé is just awesome. I dig this chick. She's one of my favorites. And Drac, I'm waiting for him to attack. It's only a matter of time. Once things settle down to where he can try to take over, that's what his end game is. Just saying. So, as in the case of most ending aspects of series, I end up trying to double up, thinking that something spec might happen. So that's why you're seeing doubled up on a lot of these issues, either on the 1s or the 3s. Yeah, Black Panther. He's one of the only guys I've been able to really try to fend off thirst. And he's playing a rather significant role in the whole series. And look, I went crazy on this series. I really did. Probably didn't need to double up on that one. I normally don't do the X-Men stuff, but I had to get the Psylocke. I had to get, Jubilee. I had to get Magic. I had to get these single ones, these single little tie-ins, because it's just been that good for me, so I didn't want to miss anything. And this is probably more of a Hulk direct tie-in to his regular series than it is just part of the Blood Hunt. There's more tie-ins to the direct series than anything else. So I do recommend that book if you're reading the regular series. And here we are, Wolverine, issue number 1 or 3 to the Blood Hunt, which we end up seeing that it's spawning all these new red band things. So you'll see a Wolverine red band that we've been seeing, Black Panther red band, all these new red band things coming out. And this all sets up for the whole Venom War. So issue 35 sets up what we'll see in 36, 7, and 8, which will be all Venom War stuff. Yeah, I wasn't certain if this was going to be for something, so you see me kind of getting crazy. And yeah, these are the second prints. So the second prints have been doing this Blood Ready thing. So I'm not certain if I got 2 of that or not. No, I guess not. Smart. Now this is also a second print, huh? No, this is issue number 4. Ramifications. You know, that now that we're seeing them trying to make amends, I think, you know, Black Cat double crossed her again. And it's just, I don't know how much more Mary Jane can take. This is an awesome cover. And I don't know how this is going to end. It cannot end well for Felicia or something's going to happen. This has been really cool. And now that we see what happened with Miles, we might not see the only vampiric spider out there. So Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 is now more than just a symbiote spider. Too. Yeah, Miguel is now tripping out with a little symbiote of his own. So he's kind of everything's changing in the universe. So here we are with, what was that, 4? And this is issue 5, right? This ends it all right here. I'm looking forward to reading this. Spectacular Spider-Man. We end up seeing them getting pissed off at one another. We see some battles between Miles and Peter, and it's just getting worse and worse. And we're seeing them. There is a lot of tie-ins. I think when Jigs and I counted, it was something like 49 books that kind of were the main portions, and there was like another 10 tie-ins. So it was rather crazy. It is a lot for a lot of people. And here we are, we see him direct battle. So between this and I think, Spider-Gwen, these guys have been doing a lot of fighting, unfortunately, and they normally get along so well. This has been really, really good. So it's Amazing Spider-Man issue number 53. We're seeing basically Spider-Goblin. Now that he inhaled that mist, Norman is back in town, and he's now the green guy, and now that he dusted Peter, now he's Spider-Goblin. It's not necessarily a spoiler. You see it right on the cover, and it's already been out for over a month. So I'm just saying. Superior Spider-Man. Now, what I didn't realize, this is it, and I need to try to go see if I can find another one. The reason why is issue number 8. Dan Slott did an interview, and he said this is it, meaning it. He will not do any more. He thinks the story for that character is done, told, and there's nowhere to go with it. That's it. So he really just kind of cut it off with Marvel, and he told them, he goes, there's nothing else left to be told about this character. There you have it. And there's issue number 7. So as you saw, I did end up getting a regular facsimile, and then I ended up getting those special variants. So I'll just kind of put them in there with that. All right, there we go. And here's another facsimile. Like I said, I've been putting all these things together. I was missing only a few. So here's 258, but I just ordered 260. So I'm just saying I'm buying them all because I was missing gaps in it. And it's easier for me to get brand new versions of facsimiles than it is to try to track things down that I deem good. enough. Same thing with this book. I have this original, but mine is probably like a 3.0. So now I actually get to read it and not worry about hurting it. Because, I mean, look at this. Go, go, Godzilla. Immortal Thor. I really been enjoying this thing. Here's the annual. The regular version is great. This is part of this chapter 3 of the whole Infinity Watch. As I said, I'm going to put them all together and I'm just going to read it in one fell swoop. The Incredible Hulk. This, like I said, leaps after that one issue I showed before for the Blood Hunt. So I really been enjoying this. And the past like 5 issues, it's all been about trying to save this little girl who got abducted by this spirit thing, and now she's in this other world, and her spirit's somewhat kind of captured in this little doll thing. Like, it's a trip, and she's just Banner and the Hulk are trying to work together for this little girl. All right, Spider-Woman. Here we go. She's working with the new team, and we're thinking we're finding out a little bit more about the team than meets the eye. So trying to figure out if they're what their motives are and why and who. Yo, Kenneth, how you be? Hope all is well. Happy weekend. Look how beautiful this cover is. This second, yeah. I got a second print of issue number 1. Just that it was a cover by Ghost Rider, Final Vengeance. And here we are with issue number 5. This does finalize it, and then we end up with the Spirit Riders, I believe we have coming this fall, or the Spirit of Ghost Rider or something like that. And we get all these riders coming back. So it's going to be like a rider war. It's going to be happening. Wolverine issue number 1. I believe this also is the second print. Sure is. Pure cover by. And there we are with the ongoing series. So I did get to read issue number 1. Here's issue number 2. And I'm really digging this series. I was really iffy about the character initially, and now it's won me over. Giant size, little Marvels. Bought it just purely because look how cute this is. I'm just saying. Super cuteness. Spider-Boy. All right, things are ramping up for Spider-Boy in issue number 9, and we're going to end up seeing with issue number 10 a couple of new hints of characters. Issue number 11, definitely a hint of a character with a new character. And number 12 with a whole look like a female little Spider Girl. That one I'm probably going to hit pretty hard as far as the spec, but this is something I'm definitely dying. I've always been a huge Spider-Boy fan. Excuse me. This is the Deadpool variant. I forgot the robot's name. And which I think we end up seeing in there. Yeah, he ends up taking control of the thing. That's really cool. Kid Venom. Issue number 2 is coming out, what? Next week? Last week? Next week. Next week. And this character is actually making pretty big waves. I'm really digging this character. And it was Jiggs that hooked me up to this character. He really thought that this was going to be something, and I agree. I really am enjoying this character. Set in like a pre-feudal Japan, so it's really interesting, and it's really heavily Fabled based. Oh, foil. You gotta love the shiny stuff. Okay, now this is what I was talking about with Daredevil. In issue number 11, this is what spawns the whole Daredevil Woman Without Fear, issue number 1. It's what transpires in here that leads to there. And there we are. I thought we already saw one of these, though, didn't we? It must be buried way down in there. Yeah, check this out. Got you, man. This caught me off guard and how good it was going to be. Initially, it was just going to be something I bought issue number 1 and just kind of relive a little nostalgia. Now I'm hooked. So that's the cover B. It's the homage to Breakfast Club. And I'm getting everything that there is Gotcha Man right now. I even have like a poster back there, and it's just, I'm enjoying it. It's really cool, and it's very well written. And I think it's Mad Cave, right? They're the ones. Yeah. Mad Cave, you guys are cracking me up, man. You guys are doing. I would never thought I would be a Mad Cave person, but here you are doing the Gotcha Man stuff, Dick Tracy stuff. It's just awesome. You're bringing all these cool books back. Yeah, here we go. Galactor was at issue number 1 of 4.
Galactor.
I can't wait to get into this stuff. I've been busy, so we've been putting off our unboxing. Yeah, I am not only somewhat a Thundercats fan, but I really like the art, and the art of this one by Sosa Micah I just had to get. I'm hoping to see her again at a signing event sometime, and I have a few books I'd like to get signed. That's actually a really cool cover. Geiger is probably one of the better universes that come along with the Energon universe. This whole unnamed universe is really, really enjoyable. Everything about it, all aspects, all contributors, all contributing series. There's no flaw in the whole universe, and it's just been really, really enjoyable. Yeah, Rook Exodus is, like I'm saying, by no exception. This is probably one of the better. It's hard to actually distinguish. They're all so good. And Redcoat, what's been enjoyable about this is it offers some levity. So there's times when you're actually laughing. That's what's cool about this. And then they actually bring in characters. You're like, no way. So what was that? Issue number 3, issue number 4. As you can see, slightly behind in my reading. Because I think issue number 5 even came out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan. If I recall, is issue number 5 and finishes it out. This has been a really enjoyable read, and I'm looking forward to actually getting to the finalization of the storyline. Usagi Yojimbo, I am a massive fan. Finally got to see Stan Sakai again after so many years. It's been like almost 5 years since I last saw him. I had him sign a couple of the original issue number 1s from my brain went away, but it was cool to actually get to re-see him, and it just warms my heart to see him doing so well. He's still the same person he always was, and I think that in part is one of the reasons why I really enjoy the series. It's a family thing, and it kind of comes across this way. This series, to jump into the series itself, The Crow, issue number 4 of 5, has been thoroughly enjoyable. I can't wait to get into this and finalizing the story. It's been going in this portion of the actual storytelling in 2 other separate series. So this is hopefully going to finalize all that now. Misery. This is the story of Spawn's wife. Issue number 1, right? 2. Oh. And I got 1 sitting back there. This has been really, it's kind of just a background history of what she's been going through and what she's doing and what's now kind of being bestowed upon her and what's changing in her life. So don't want to ruin anything for those of might not also read issue number 1. Sweetie Candy Vigilante. This is my favorite Sweetie Vengeance girl of all time. I can't get enough of the series. The only problem, I just wish it was a little bit more on the regular. This is so fun, and it doesn't take itself seriously at all, which makes it that much more enjoyable. And speaking of enjoyable, World Tree, issue 11. Yep, this has been wild. Sometimes it's you're like, oh, you're scratching your head going, what the hell is going on? And there's other times you're like, wow, okay, all makes sense now. And to even make consideration of something like this could even remotely happen, it just freaks me out. Feral. All right, now if you're not reading Feral, I highly recommend it. Just basically take Aristocrats and combine it with The Walking Dead, and you get Feral. It's a story of heavy rabies outbreak in a small little town, and it just seems like it's just growing and getting worse. And it's a navigation of these 3 house cats just trying to get home. And when they get there, it's not the sanctuary they were looking for. Blue Book. If I recall, issue number 5, we're done. I don't believe there's going to be anything more.
1947.
Correct. I don't think there's going to be any more contributing aspects to anything to this Blue Book. It was just a way of being able to get people's way I guess, aware of certain things that were going on. It was just a little bit of fun for Tanyan to go ahead and do. Tinyan? Onion. Tinyan. Anyways, Tanyan. Tinyan. To do, and I guess it was, it was just something to go ahead and bring a light, to one, something that he enjoys, and two, something that's just out there, you know what I mean, as far as the whole conspiracy stuff or not. Creature from the Black Lagoon lives. This finalizes it, right? What issue is this? Nope, 3. We got one more to go. This has been really a cool read. I never read any of these stories of the Swamp Thing, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Man Thing, none of that stuff. But after reading this stuff, I really do understand the allure behind it, and I've really been enjoying this series. And plus, I'm a classic Monsters fan.
Rare flavors.
This does it, right? This finalizes it. Number 6. This is it. This has been a really cool read. And what I've been enjoying is that the whole time they've been giving you not only the ingredients, but a way of being able to cook a meal the whole time. So they're giving you full-on recipes, durations of time, all that, how to cook some. Really, I haven't tried it, but it looked like they're fantastic meals. Department of Truth restarted up after so long, and I really, really am grateful that it did. It leaving at where it did, it just was very confusing. So now that it's reemerged, it's going to offer, I guess, some semblance of what's transpired in the past, and I'm hoping that that's what they do in the next 4 or 5 issues, of just break down of where we're at right now. And just kind of catch us all back up because it's been so long. This has been awesome. Grim story of a girl that had no idea when she died, why she died, how she died, and why she's now a Grim Reaper. So now she understands also she has family history that led to her, being
Reaperization.
Exactly. What's the furthest place from here? I really thought it was going to end at issue 18. I'm glad it didn't. It's really been awesome. So issue 19, I'm looking forward to getting into this because I know where I would want to go from here, and I'm curious if that's what's going to happen. We're going to see basically a breakout. Animal Pound. I really been enjoying this series, and I have mixed feelings about how I feel about people. I always have, and now looking at it from a point of view of animals, yeah, I even have more issues with people. Transformers. This is the other universe that I'm loving. This Energon universe is just awesome, and I'm not really certain what I'm loving more. The astral aspect, meaning Void Rivals, Transformers, that portion when thinking about outer space. Or the more Terra aspect, meaning Cobra Commander, G.I. Joe, and Scarlet, and things like that. So I'm enjoying it all, and I just have no idea what I'm loving more. Speaking of Scarlet, this one took me by surprise. Knew nothing about it until I ended up seeing a little bit of what was the last issue of, I think it was Duke. And when she ended up breaking them out, then that's when I was like, oh, wait, cool character. And then I was told, well, did you get issue number 1? What? So I quickly ordered it, and there we are. And now we're at issue 2. So I really loved issue number 1. And I see how strong of a character she is. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this thing.
Void Rivals.
This is of all of the Energon aspects of the universe, this is my favorite. This started it all. This was the pioneer to what we got to see and have right now. And this is my favorite of it all. Destro! This guy is he's the weapons expert. He's the guy that's basically holding the world under his thumb. So Cobra Commander wants to work directly with him. And the end game for both of them is they both want to overthrow one another and rule the world. That's where we're at. And now we're in issue 2. We're seeing in issue 1 their first introduction to one another, and the utilization of the technology that Cobra Commander basically bestows upon, and the exchange that is made between the two. Space Ghost issue number 3. I love David's work. And I mean, he just brought back an awesome character from yesteryear and made him even better. So it's probably the best iteration of this character, in my opinion.
I'm
And
checking
Local
if I
Man.
get mosquito bites. Man,
Oh, lucky you. This is another book done by Seeley and by Tony, and they both got, I believe, nominated for award for this very series. So hey, congratulations, guys! You know, good work. I've really been enjoying this book.
place like home. Canto.
So we're getting close to finalizing the whole series run story, the Kanto. It's been a huge saga that's been going over the past 5 years, and nothing short of something as massive as like a Wizard of Oz. Kanto is in a world and in a fantasy and in a realm much like the same. It doesn't belong to any part of the world, but I'm just describing it in size and in the manner and the grandiose that this story takes place in. And it's just so awesome. I highly recommend it. Barbaric. As it turns out, Barbaric just got picked up. I think it's going to end up turning out to be a full-fledged movie. So issue number 1 of the first series, all of a sudden everyone's scrambling looking for it. I really never thought it would be anything. So I got that heavily revealing cover, and I really love this series. If you're looking for a hardcore barbarian story, this is it. And if you want to laugh your ass off with a story of a talking axe that is forcing the bearer of the axe to do the right thing, it also allows a little bit of morality tied into the brutality. So it's kind of cool.
Cult of the Lamb.
There you have it. I mean, Kai and I have not only been not fully acquainted with this series, but I've been loving it because of the book, and even more knows of it because of the game. And between the two of us, we've been listening to the music from Friday Night Funkin'. So yeah, this is awesome. This does not take itself seriously at all. It's probably one of the more enjoyable books that I'm reading right now as far as laughing my ass off, and I highly recommend this. Alex always does a great job with books like this, and he always ties in just a little bit of brutality with a lot of humor. So it's hard to take anything, too icky. And it makes it that much more enjoyable. And I think
Is that it? No,
we got one more.
A little more.
Oh wait,
Just a little more.
Briar. We're getting close to the ending of the story. It's 8-issue. I don't know if that's a mini maxi or a maxi mini, an in betweeny. But I took a little bit of break after issue number, what was that? 4, right? And here we are with issue number 7, and the hero left us off with issue number 6. Our heroine was having issues of where she stood in the world and where she was thinking of her place in it. So I'm looking forward to getting through the last 2 issues. It's been thoroughly enjoyable, and Cantwell, you're doing a great job. Doug Wagner is one of my all-time heroes when it comes to horror, and this has been a great read. Plastic Death and Dolls has just been the first issue. There's an introduction. I left it going, wait, where are we going? But that's his whole thing that Doug always does by issue number 1 is he really wants you to try to figure out what's going on, just to open your mind up, just to allow you to go, all right, now I am receptive to whatever information you're going to give me. Usually the next 2 issues, he gives you a whole lot of weird plot. And then the last 2 issues, he gives you some type of reasoning and rationale that allows you to kind of usually get something positive, philosophical, moral, ethical out of the book when you're done. And I really like that. Well, as you see, as we stated, that's everything that we got.
That was everything, and that still took us 35 minutes.
That's not too bad. For basically, I think we had nearly 100 books. Yeah, it was about 100 books. Wow. Well, hey, everybody, we appreciate you being here. Meatwad, Kenneth Bird.
Appreciate everyone for
Two Gun
hanging out.
Yeah, Joey. We saw a couple other people like Las Cruces. There you are. We appreciate everybody that decided to drop on by on the rewind, and those that hung out with us. Well, we appreciate you being here. And for those from us, actually, at
1, 2.
Comic Talk,
Catch the community in the next one.